you can use to lean into letting go is to first of all acknowledge whatever the regret or guilt or shame is. You know, sometimes when it's a relationship, friendship, a work scenario, and it's not always even something that is present. It can also be something from the past that you carry with you, that you keep on thinking of, that you still carry regret about, that you still maybe are so hard on yourself about that situation and that decision you made. So the first step is to move the situation out of judgment. In other words, out of judgment says, I am not going to focus on the right or the wrong, whether I'm right, I'm wrong, or the judgment towards the other person or situation, or the judgment towards myself. I'm going to remove judgment from it. In other words, with this particular situation, there's no tick or cross. There is simply a situation that is in my vibration, in my mind, in my memory, in my heart, and I'm acknowledging the regret, the guilt, the shame, disappointment, or sadness that I feel. You want to feel the vibration that is associated with the situation. When we do that, and when we allow ourselves to just really hold that space for ourselves, it means that we flow easier into acceptance, which is the second step. But we cannot move it into acceptance if I am continuously analyzing to and fro the right, the wrong, who was right, who was wrong, judging myself over and over and over again, judging the situation, judging the other person. And it almost feels sometimes like you want a resolution that is right, a tick, before you give it permission to go. Does that resonate? But you see, everybody is doing the best they can with what they have. And every situation that you're encountering is there for a specific reason. And so therefore we have to move with that understanding that there's not going to be only your right. So you can't remain attached to your opinion only, which deems it right or wrong. We have to have that compassion. Compassion allows for understanding. The more compassion you have, the more understanding you have. The more understanding you have, the more energy you can give to the situation. And then that energy that starts with compassion is free from judgment. And it's that energy that you want to hold space for. So the first step would be to acknowledge the vibration of whatever you are holding without judgment, the feeling. And the second step to let go is acceptance. Who of us have not felt guilt or shame or regret or remorse? And so if we have felt it at least once in our lives, maybe sometimes more, myself definitely sometimes, definitely more than once, then we have to understand that everybody can experience the same. And so therefore, I move the situation into acceptance. I'm holding the space for what I'm feeling about it, and now I'm moving it into acceptance. This acceptance vibration allows you to bestow forgiveness. And very often, and most of the time, the forgiveness is towards ourselves. Yes? Because you can sense or figure out, or you know about the situation, how much of it is being hard on yourself unnecessarily. Yes, and sometimes we are hard on others too when they don't necessarily share our outlook or opinion. So the second step, once I hold this energy, is to move it into acceptance. And that acceptance says, and now I forgive. And I forgive myself. And I forgive life. Do you know how many times in readings, and especially the last 2 weeks, the relationship between ourselves and life, the life force, came up as a relationship to heal? Because the vibration and intention you hold towards life is what you are going to receive in return. And how do you speak about life? What are your beliefs about life? That is the life force energy that placed you here on this planet in this lifetime. Mother Earth holding that space for you and saying, this is your spot. And then when we have our spot, this relationship that we have towards life is sometimes in disharmony because of our beliefs and words being spoken about life. Okay, so that just came through now. So honor and check your vibration that you hold towards life, so that you can also move that into acceptance and forgiveness. Now, the first part was pretty much going, I'm really feeling guilty, or I'm feeling shame, or I'm feeling regret, or I'm feeling hurt, and it's okay to feel like that. I'm accepting that now, and I am forgiving myself and everybody that is connected with the situation. I forgive them all. I forgive them all, including myself. And once you're in this state of harmony, the state of acceptance, then you can look at what I call the third step, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, this is where we own up, you see? But very often what we try and do is we try and own up first, but we're still in that energy of judgment. And that is why it's so hard for us to own up, because we expand the guilt or the shame or the regret or the disappointment because we're still in judgment. So owning up is the third step. Acknowledging the good, the bad, the ugly. And for me, this is the part where we go, what is the good from this situation? What is the bad? What is the lessons learned? What is my role in it? If I have to own up to this, what am I owning up to? And what are the gifts, the good, the best? What are the gifts from this situation? And you see how much easier it flows when it comes from the first two steps. Do you feel that? And so when we acknowledge, we own up. And we own up through the heart of compassion and the energy of acceptance. Because we know, as I own up, so will others. And if I don't look at the good and the bad and the ugly, and I don't own up, how will I expand my consciousness? How will I grow as a beautiful human being, a soul being, realizing my soul body more and more? You see, because your soul body is out of judgment. It understands that a lot of it is part of the purpose why you chose this journey, yes? So that's the third step. The good, the bad, ugly, owning up. And once you've done it, the fourth step. At this point, you want to replace this situation with what I call a love statement. If you had to make a love statement about this person, about this situation, about life, about yourself, what will that statement of love be? And this is something that once you've gone through the first 3 steps, even if you just look at the good, the bad, and the ugly, something will come of it that will allow you to replace the situation with a love statement. And a love statement can be something like, I absolutely love life for throwing me into this situation so that I may. And then you can repeat that. Another example of a love statement is, I am so blessed and fortunate to have been able to meet or work with this person, to have a journey with this person, and that in the vibration of unconditional love, I now understand, and then you can complete that. So you replace the situation that you're wanting to let go of with a love statement, a statement of love, and it must have the vibration of love in it. Why do you love the fact that this situation was presented to you? Why do you love the fact? And the reason why we bring in the word love, why we bring in the vibration of love, is so that you can raise your vibration and raise the frequency of the healing. Now, experience this. The first step before that was the good, the bad, the ugly, acknowledging my learnings so I can say, these are the learnings I've had from this experience. Nice vibration, open, positive. If you add, and I absolutely love this, can you feel how you've just upped your energy barometer? Love is a powerful healer.